Hi, I'm Doug,
I'm Pete.
and today we are reacting to The Last of Us season finale. We're just going to give it a quick watch, see what we think, give you our initial reactions and our sort of review, how we feel it went compared to the rest of the season. So, Pete, how do you think the season's gone, mate?
Uh, well, first look, it's gone quick, but pretty good, yeah. I mean, as we were talking before, we've not played the game, so it's all new to us. I think the actors that are playing the roles are pretty decent for what they're doing. Um, but so far, yeah, they've gone from the town, Tez and Joel. They're trying to get out. As a quick recap, they meet Ellie. Started off as thinking of her as more of a cargo than a person. Find out that Ellie's infected. Uh, Tess dies shortly after, but then sacrifices herself so the other two can get away. They go through a lot of hardships on the way. Joel almost dies a couple of times, and Ellie ends up saving him. And then on the last episode, finally trying to get to where the Fireflies are. Ellie goes through an awful lot of bad stuff.
Yeah, that's fair to say that last episode in particular with all the cannibals and such like, he's certainly hit a note that the season's been going for, hasn't it? It's not so much trying to be a scary infected zombie type thing. It's very much a hard hitting story.
It is. I mean, they've had a couple of episodes of back history as well to catch up, so it fills a lot of blanks as well. Say, not playing the game.
Yeah, that's right. So, like you say, there's the Bill and Frank episode from episode 3, I think that was, and the one more recently with Ellie just going through how she got bit by the look of it. So it's been good not playing the game to understand that kind of backstory, but also I think whether it came up in the game or not, I don't know, but I imagine it's a lot of good backstory for everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, the last episode was very, very dark with what happened. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next, especially after that.
Yeah. So as we go through, we'll we'll put across our views and opinions. But me and Pete were speaking before, and we just want to say, like, if you've got any Easter eggs that you noticed that we miss, just throw it in the comments because we'd love to see them as well. We'd love to know what it's like compared to the game.
Yeah, anything that's missed out of the game that's been in the episode so far.
Yeah, definitely. So should we get going and see what we see?
Yeah, looking forward to it. So give it a go.
Oh, did you see that little Firefly logo on the side over there?
No, I missed that. What happened?
As she was running towards the house, it was an old farmhouse, and on the side, the silo had a Firefly logo on it.
Ah, I think I saw something, but I didn't quite see what it was.
Pretty sure that was what it was. But she's obviously like heavily pregnant right now.
Yeah, I can tell that's separate. Probably not the ideal situation to be in when being chased by one of them.
No, she's done pretty well to escape, and it seems to be you sort of post-apocalyptic, doesn't it? So you can't. It's not that far in the past, you would say.
No. Well, it's got to have happened since the outbreak, especially when you heard that scream in the woods that she's running from.
Yeah.
But is this happening now during Ellie and Joel's time, or is this going to be like a past thing that's?
It's hard to say, isn't it? I'd like to say that maybe like that's Ellie's mother or something like that.
Oh, and this explains how Ellie's immune.
That's what I'm wondering. Because she was still connected with the umbilical, wasn't she, up until like a second ago?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Ellie.
And I recognise the actress who's playing her mum.
Yeah. So we've got like half an hour or so for them to wrap up the entire season here, and I still don't entirely know what the end goal is. Are we still just trying to get her to some sort of doctor or something to sort out a cure?
Well, so the first season, you reckon, is going to be literally just so other people know that there is someone that is immune, and
I have
to
no
try and find a
idea.
cure.
Without knowing how the game ended, you've just got no idea, have you?
Yeah. But obviously, if there's going to be it's only season one, so it's obviously you'd hope there's going to be a lot more seasons. So depending on how the story plot's going to keep going, and then obviously this one, you'd want a cliffhanger or something.
Yeah, that's got to be what you're after, hasn't it? To end on a cliffhanger. They've announced season 2, I'm sure, but where it'll fit into the games, I've got no idea.
But I love the intro to this, the way they've done everything. Where the fungus goes off and it's people and cities and stuff. But she's the one that was holding her when she's a teenager.
Yeah, she was the leader in the local one.
In the Resistance.
The local like, Firefly chapter.
Yeah.
She was the leader.
But the kid didn't know who she was, so that's going to be interesting how they work that out.
Yeah, because she must meet her right now.
That's the ones they,
She's reluctant to take her. Do you think they've had instances before where there's been babies?
Well, I don't know. But I mean,
born
if
that was
she walks in the room and she sees that she's been bitten and she's just given birth, you've got to wonder what you'd be taking back into a population.
yeah.
But you would have thought scientists probably would have thought of developing a cure in the way of, pregnant women in the first place.
I don't know, because they said from the very beginning that you can't have a cure
That's true.
because of being a fungus. So
Yeah.
maybe they just never bothered. Maybe they were more concerned about prevention.
That's true. Forgot about that bit. I'm pretty sure she said cover her ears.
He didn't do a very good job of that, did he?
Nah. Present day. But I do like the actors that are playing the roles. They do seem to mesh really well.
They're really good. Really good.
I found this in there. Beefaroni, Chef Boyardee.
Oh, cool.
You want to learn how to play guitar?
She seems very down so far this episode. Like, I know what just happened in the last episode, but we don't have a time frame or anything, do we? So
Nah, but I mean, it was got to be traumatizing.
That'd be great.
do you reckon he's just trying to get her through it, get her to this Firefly doctor?
Well, from what she's been through, I think she's doing a remarkable job of actually coping with it. I mean, she doesn't know what a life that she would have had before. I think it would have been worse if she'd known a life that she's missed or missing.
I'll give you a boost.
I've got to say, if I was in their position, I'd probably be crapping myself every time I went into a building, not knowing what's in there and you making a noise It just seems so
Yeah,
casual.
yeah. It doesn't seem to be like a logical place that these things gather or anything, does there?
I believe so.
Yeah. Boost. Got it.
Like some of these places are borderline completely abandoned.
I know they were going on about when they were going through to a certain area in the cold. They seem to be like not good with the cold or something.
That's got to be the fungus element of it, hasn't it? That's got to be that it needs sort of warmish, moist environments, I would have thought.
Well, they were saying they were going about temperature, weren't they? And they was going about it living in at the very beginning, like a house of certain temperature, why it can't be in humans because of our temperature, and then now it's evolved or changed.
Damn it, Ellie!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Stay there!
She doesn't really make the smartest of decisions at times.
No, I think she's like, because she's been trapped in that training camp, Fedra. She's sort of, all this is like brand new to her, isn't it?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, like when she was in the mall.
Yeah, she's just not seen any of that stuff before.
I did see a shadow go past. I thought something moved outside, past the tarpaulin.
Oh, I didn't see it, to be fair.
Ellie!
Come on!
Ellie!
So fucking
She's perked up a bit now.
Yeah. So yeah, she's just been down, wasn't she? Circumstances and all that sort of stuff.
A big thing like that, though, being seen from, well, a distance. If there are, like, infected and whatnot around, it's a wonder it hasn't been attacked. I mean, were they just aiming for humans or other wildlife?
It seems to be just humans, doesn't it? Whereas Resident Evil, anything could become a zombie, couldn't it? But it does seem on this it's just humans.
Because obviously they've said it does spread through other animals originally.
Yeah.
But obviously, I don't know I can't remember what kind of animals it stated.
So?
Maybe there are other types of animals that they just don't still
got its ups and downs.
go for.
You can't branch. The moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go.
That's like a very mature
I
response,
just
though,
know
isn't
how to
it?
play with this.
It is.
We finish what we started.
It's a very connected response as well, though, with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking it they were this close in the game.
I've got to imagine that being together like that with somebody, you've got to form some sort of relationship, haven't you?
Yeah. I mean, over what time span is it since they've started to this point? I don't think you could have considered a cargo the entire time.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this.
Yeah, I
There
reckon
you go.
do.
That's the sort of relationship they have by the sound of it.
Mm-hmm.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
Well, originally you said you wouldn't talk to her about Tess.
Yeah. It's definitely opened up, and it's good, isn't it? Because, like I say, it's this backstory that we don't know. It just adds a bit of
Didn't work out.
depth to everything.
You too.
Breathe, you idiot.
That's a 3 out of 10.
So,
I'll give it a 5.
is this Fireflies
5
job?
out of 10.
Something else.
Uh-oh.
Ellie!
missing something.
Well, she wasn't. She only just injured.
It was all her. She
Must
felt
have
like
been
hell to
there.
get here.
She would have been dead on day one.
I think I just assumed she died.
Could be a cure, Joel.
Mm.
Cure.
It's gonna kill her.
It does sound like it, doesn't it?
Cordyceps goes inside the brain.
Yeah.
It does.
Find someone else.
There is no one else. We didn't tell her. We
So
didn't
yeah,
tell
you're right by the sound of it.
There won't be
Yeah.
any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now. Where is she? Fuck you. I don't have time for this.
So he's gonna go kill
Yeah.
them all to get her back. I've got to say, I've been thinking about stuff like this when we've been watching this program, and it's such a human problem that like 99% of the entire population of the world can be wiped out, and we still find a reason and a way to kill what's left. Like, why should these people be fighting? Surely they should be trying to come together, but we still, as humans, find a way and a reason to kill each other.
Yep.
I get it. I mean, like, he's fighting for his daughter, I understand. Well, it was essentially his daughter. But it's just madness.
It's the morality question, isn't it? I mean, save the entire population, but all you've got to do is murder a small girl.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it comes back to, isn't it? Morality.
Turns out there's a whole lot more like you. People that are immune.
Right. Okay.
Dozens of them.
So that's.
The
I don't really
doctors
know how to
that
feel
don't
about
make
what
any
he's
of it
telling
work.
them.
They've actually they've stopped looking for a cure.
Where are my clothes?
Raiders attacked the hospital. I barely got you out of there. We'll find you some new ones on the way.
Were people hurt?
Yes.
Marlena?
It's an interesting set of lies he's told her. He's kind of mixed some truth in. But
I'm taking us home.
he's still. I don't know. It's like you were saying about morality. It's a very kind of selfish decision that he's made, actually, isn't it?
Well, we're all selfish. No matter how you think
It's
about
true.
it.
I'm sorry.
There's something weird going on, and I can't judge what it is. Something
Sarah and
outright.
I used to hike like this all the time. Wouldn't say it was her favorite thing. She wasn't a fan of the mosquitoes and such. But she was a big climber.
She knows something's
Scampering.
not quite right.
That's probably
Still.
the right word. That girl. She
Okay.
Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting you to.
So
End
what do
so
you think?
abruptly.
That's how the game ends, because, like I say, so we've had a sort of explanation of what happened to her friend in the mall, so that answered where that episode sort of abruptly ended. But to be fair, games like that, I can imagine it sort of just finishing on almost a kind of happy ending type conclusion type thing.
I'm not sure. I mean, with games, there's an awful lot of sudden cuts because I mean you've got a lot of I don't know how to say it. 'Cause you got a lot of game footage in between, and then when you actually have like the video clips and cuts in between, you have a lot of meaningful stuff where I mean they can cut abruptly because the story like continues, you know, through the game.
So, that final episode, for me, it's been an interesting season in that I thought there'd be more action, but it's been really heavily story, which actually I've enjoyed. Not playing the game, it's been good to get all the story, and they've probably maybe skipped over some big like action scenes or whatever, but I would imagine they've got the whole story of the game across. I don't know what you think.
Like game fillers for actually in the game, obviously stuff to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this episode very story driven. It seems to be quite, let's say, ended quite abruptly, and it literally was straight after episode. Like she looked very very depressed. Finally,
I'd say
actually
so.
get to the Fireflies, find out exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, probably wasn't actually thinking that that was going to happen, and then all of a sudden, that's it. That the Fireflies are out of it, but you know, by the sounds of it. So they've gone back to Tommy's. What's going to happen next? I mean, I say I've not played the game, so I have no idea what. Especially with it ending that abruptly, I've got no idea what they're going to put out next.
No, neither do I. Like I say, if that's how the game ends, I'm sure I've heard somewhere that part 2, the game, doesn't just pick up where this one leaves off.
It doesn't.
So, I don't think so. I think there's some sort of like time jump or something. And they've
Oh,
been
she's
talking
slightly
about
older.
season 2. I'm sure they've said there's like a time jump between the first and the second game.
Oh right, okay. I did see something news about like talk about that she won't be recast as a character to play it. So I was wondering why that would have been mentioned. So that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it is to do with that age difference, but and like I say, until we play the game or we see season 2, we're not going to understand what that's about.
Yeah. Well, like I say, since we haven't played the game, if anyone actually wants to message us, leave a post suggesting if we should play the game, if there's actually anything that's different or story plot that's different or the things that we've missed out, or like Doug says, any Easter eggs that we've missed, yeah, message back so we can figure out if we can find anything more.
Yeah, I imagine there's loads. There must be stuff that they haven't covered in this season as well.
Yeah, like you said, there's probably got to be stuff they've cut out.
You'd imagine so, wouldn't you? Because you normally on a game like that, I would imagine you look at least 40 hours of gameplay, and I know a lot of that is just going to be wandering around buildings trying to find resources or whatever. But surely there's a good chunk of story that they won't have covered.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that.
And one thing I do want to say actually is Uncharted, I think, is made by the same people or a very similar Sony company. And why didn't they do this? Why have they decided that Uncharted deserved a movie and then The Last of Us was a TV show?
Oh, that's a
dunno.
good question.
Especially with Uncharted being, I don't know if they went down the kind of National Treasure route or Tomb Raider, thinking it had to be a movie, whereas actually maybe it would have played out better as a TV show.
I don't know. Well, they've done a couple. Well, you say National Treasure. That's been a number of movies, and it's a TV series, isn't it? I think there's a TV series out for it.
Yeah, and the TV series is actually pretty good.
Oh, that's something I haven't seen.
I would say it's worth a watch. It's not the movie in scale, but it's similar puzzles and story and history and that sort of stuff.
Okay. Right. So that's it. That's episode 9, the season finale. No idea what's coming next. So, like I said, yeah. Message us if you think anything we've missed, anything we should see, anything gameplay, Easter eggs, anything, and maybe also what you might want to see us talk about or feedback on next.